And we should be live now. Awesome. This is going to be interesting. This is something I haven't done before, but I want to talk a little bit more about EbikeSearch.com, show people what it's good for, and it's been growing. So there are more and more bikes being listed all the time. If you don't know what EbikeSearch.com is, it's a new website that I decided to put out to help people either buy or sell electric bikes. Awesome. Henry, thanks for joining us on the live stream, and anyone else who is watching right now. So I thought also this could be interesting to kind of like do some mini bike reviews, go through these and see, are these good deals? What do I think about some of the bikes that are listed? So let's bring the screen up. Let's check them out. Let's see what we have got. And there may be, not maybe, there will be a surprise in this video. Somebody somewhere is going to get a really good deal. Most likely it's going to be somebody who's watching right now. I promised that some of the bikes that I reviewed I would put up on EbikeSearch.com like really, really cheap. I'm going to do one of those live while we're on screen. I'm not going to tell you exactly when, but if you see a bike, we'll just be aware. It's coming. There's a surprise coming. All right, so let's check it out. For those that haven't actually used the website, just real quickly, there's a map, so you can see. Awesome. This is growing. Can we scroll like way out? Well, basically, you can see there is one bike, just one, listed in Australia, and currently there are 50 electric bikes listed in North America. Let's scroll in and see what they look like. And so you can zoom in. So let's say you live in Texas and you want to see an e-bike that's close to you. Well, you can look on the map and be like, oh, well, there's a couple of bikes. Oh, I'm near San Antonio. There's a bike for sale. What is it? Well, you can just click on it. That brings it up right here. And here we go. 900 bucks. We have a Blix Vika folding bike, 500 watt, 48 volt, 14 amp hour battery. And so there you go. That's basically how you use the map feature. If you want to search by a specific type of bike, then you can use the filters. Oh, and see, you guys can't see anything that I'm doing right now. All right, let's fix this. There we go. Okay, back to the map. So here's the map. Yeah, like I was saying, there's about 50 bikes in North America listed. And so if we scroll in here, this is what I was doing. Then you can just click on the bike that's close to you. Click on the listing there. We can see the price right here, $900. There's any photos or videos that they've posted, and then whatever description that they've put in. Really simple to find bikes that are close to you. Now, if you want to find a specific type of bike, then you can also filter. So we have cargo bikes, cruiser bikes, DIY, e-trikes, fat bikes, folding bikes, mountain bikes, road bikes, step-through bikes. Let me know in the chat on the side there, what sort of bike category should we look at next? Let's start with cargo bikes because it's right at the top. And it snaps, as you can see, the map to any bikes that fit that category. So it looks like there's a few. There's one up in Oregon, Rad Power Bikes Radwagon. Looks like we've got one over near Maryland. Dual battery. Ooh, we might check that one out. And then there's a couple others, South Carolina, Tennessee. And yeah, all of these look like cargo bikes. This one's a Rad Runner. That's kind of a different kind of cargo bike, but I'd say, yeah, that all fits. Let's check out this one with the dual batteries. What is this? Explore. I don't actually know this brand. I've seen frames really similar to this one, but I'm not familiar with this specific bike. $2,200, dual batteries, less than 15 miles on it. It's basically like a new bike, it looks like. 31.5 amp hour total capacity. That's awesome. So it's got two batteries, a 17.5 and a 14.5 amp hour. And let's see, hydraulic brakes, 500-watt hub motor. Maybe they decided it wasn't good enough for the hills where they're at. I'm not sure. So I don't know what this bike would cost new, but I'm guessing it's more than $2,200. I would expect $2,000-ish is kind of the price you'd pay for a cargo bike with a single battery. So dual batteries, like new, looks like a good deal to me. And yeah, it really does look really clean. We got some stock photos for the most part. So there you go. You just you contact John by clicking this button if you have other questions for him specifically. Or you can just, if you're like, hey, I'm close by and I want this before somebody else gets it, you literally can just click the buy button and pay with a credit card, PayPal, and then you don't have to worry about dealing with cash or anything in person. That's an option. Or of course, you can reach out to the person and make your own arrangements. There's also a spot down at the bottom here, public discussion. You can ask a question. That will post it publicly so everyone else can see the response as well. So that's how easy it is to find bikes on here. And Greg says fat tire step through as far as the next category to check out. Now, because of the limitations of the website, it can be a little tricky to do certain types of multiple things because of how the categories are set up. So I can either do fat bikes or step through bikes, but not necessarily fat step through bikes. But Greg, since you're up, we're going to do step through bikes. Let's throw in some filters here to see what you want. Do you want a price range? We can turn that down. Let me know if you want a certain wattage, a certain class, a hub motor, mid-drive, certain battery size, and let's see if we can narrow it down. There's only a few options, but let me know if there's any specifics you want to go after. I'm going to assume, let's say we want to keep the price under $2,500, and let's see. And anybody else who wants to chat, go ahead and throw in your suggestions. Let's say we want at least a 500 watt, 750 is okay. Yeah, 1,000 would be okay too. Not picky about the class. I'm going to say more step throughs are a hub motor than not, but we'll go with either one. And we want a decent sized battery. So we're not going to go for anything under 500 watt hours. Let's update it, see if anything comes up. We have one. So there we go, based on those classifications. All right, Greg says class 2 750. Okay, let's see if this fits. A Trek Verb 2015. Oh, this is interesting. 1,200 watt front hub. So this is definitely a step through, not a fat tire. That's where I showed there are some limitations on what we can filter through. This could have been in the DIY category as well, because this does not look like a factory bike at all. It looks like somebody who has a Trek and converted it to a front hub motor. Yeah, 48 volt, 1,200 watts. So it's a pretty powerful front hub motor. And, probably a question I would ask him is, it says 2015, but that's probably not the year of the electronics. It might be the year of the bike, but I bet the battery and motor and everything are much newer than that. So I would be curious to ask, how old is the battery? Because it may be much newer. So pretty powerful bike. They want $1,300. Will it sell for that? Hard to say with these DIY things. It's a little harder to price. You've got certainly a lot of people who would love to have a DIY bike, knowing that they can just go buy any generic parts and work on it. On the other hand, you have to go find the generic parts and work on it if something goes wrong. You don't have a company or anybody specifically you could reach out to. And let's see, Henry, right now I'm waiting for my first 26x4 from CN. 26" by 4" fat bike, and I don't know, maybe CN, he's just abbreviating China. That's my guess. So $1,300. Yeah, I'd say that's priced fairly. It's going to take the right buyer because that's a little bit unique. Bart said 1,000-watt mid-drive. Well, let's do a filter. Let's go back to the home page. Let's do 1,000-watt mid-drive. No other filters there. And hey, we got a hit. We have a factory direct MD1000. So basically, you can see how there's no branding, anything on this bike. It's like the MD1000, like the Warthog, but it isn't. So don't expect to get support from Bike-On-It on a bike like this because it may or may not have the same parts. It may or may not be made at the same factory. Looks like somebody got a bike direct from China and they're selling it for $3,500, which could be a good deal. You know, if everything's in good working shape. 215 amp hour batteries, Suntour suspension post. Does have a nice suspension fork on the front, and SRAM 9-speed cassette drivetrain. So interesting. So it looks like they must have converted it because the picture shows a belt, but this shows the chain drive. So it's had a little bit of work done to it. Recently purchased a Reese & Mueller Extreme Roll-Off. So the roll-off is a nice 14-speed hub. So it looks like he decided to go for something else. I don't really care if I sell it. There you go, $3,500. That seems like a pretty reasonable price for something like that. So there you go. There's a 1,000-watt mid-drive, and this is located in, there we go, Northern California. See, there's some comments down at the bottom like I was talking about. People asking, what does it weigh? So instead of having to chat with multiple people and answer the same question a million times on your listing, you can always just answer publicly right here, and then other people don't have to ask the same questions. And you can always edit and revise and update your listings as well. There you have it. There is a bike in Carmichael, so here in Northern California. Bart, I would probably go Lancer. Well, as far as new bikes, of course, we have BoltonEbikes.com. And yeah, we do have new bikes available there. So if anybody else has a certain type of bike they want me to look at, maybe a specific listing, you want my opinion, if it's a good deal or not, let me know. Otherwise, I think what we're going to do now is just kind of scroll down here and see what looks like a good deal. I'm curious about this Rise Blade. Ooh, they added a second battery, so dual batteries again. That seems to be a popular option. That's pretty cool looking. I've ridden some of these little scrambler style bikes. They're not all my style. You can't pedal a lot of them very easily. Greg, how about listing a bike? Well, that's a good idea. I have one bike that needs to be listed per se, and let's see, I'm going to, all right, I'm doing this in the background. I'm actually logging into EbikeSearch. Let's see, my listings, and currently closed listing. Let's reopen that. Just say for local pickup. There we go. I just posted a listing, Greg. So if you guys are on the website, EbikeSearch.com, you will find a new bike that I just put online. Let's do this. Let's refresh the page here. Oh, look at that. Bolton E-Bikes just put a bike up for sale. What is that? $100 for a stealth urban e-bike? Yeah, that's real. The bike is about $1,000, brand new, but this is one of our ways of trying to get more people interested in EbikeSearch. If it says Bolton E-Bikes and it looks like it's too good to be true, it isn't. It is true. Somebody can literally click buy now and come pick that bike up for $100. So there you go. That That is it. Now, if you want to know more about selling the bikes, it's pretty simple. You just click Sell My Bike. You can select a category. Let's say we want to list e-trike. You put in a title. Most awesomest trike ever. And you put in a price. And there we go. Detailed description. You're going to put as much detail as you possibly can in there. You select the class 1, 2, 3, or unlimited if it doesn't fit into one of those. Motor type, battery capacity, wattage of the bike. You can put the brand or model. And then here you can put an address. Your exact address is not publicly visible. So you don't have to worry about thieves looking at your listing and figuring out, oh, well, you have a bike at this specific address. It doesn't work that way. It just gives you a general location. So you can put in an exact location, but just know that it says that will not be shown to other users. And then, of course, you can add photos and you can put whatever pictures you want. Now, one of the things you can also do is in your description, it says right here, it can contain YouTube links, and then the videos will be shown below the description. So you can put video links, you know, you can upload a video to YouTube about your bike with more detail, and that will show up as a video in your description. Hopefully that answers your questions. If you have any others, Greg, just let us know in the chat. We'll get back to those. Joe, what about Hardcore Bikes brand out of Ohio? Do you know anything about those? No. Do they have a bike listed on here for sale? Or is that just a general question about that particular company? Excuse me, because short answer is I am not familiar with them. I'm gonna type that in. That's the other thing. You can always just search Rad Power. There we go. I have a RadRover bike listed here. I think I should revise this price right here because I listed it up here recently. Nobody's bought it. I know that's expensive for RadRover, but it realistically would cost way more than this to do this sort of conversion yourself. This has a 52 volt, 20 amp hour battery, one of our upgraded 35 amp controllers in it, a Cloud 9 seat. It has the larger 750 watt Bafang motor, and we used it very, very little just for testing and R&D around here, and super powerful, crazy fast now. But I think that needs to be revised. So $2,500, let's make it 20, no, we'll just go an even 2,000. There we go. I'm lowering the price. So if anybody locally wants a great deal on a souped up RadRover, there's one ready to go. That's what this is all about, guys. It's just getting bikes moving, because I know that there are people who have bikes like this one that aren't being ridden because we have other things to work on, and somebody could be out riding that bike, just having fun with it right now. And I didn't see any more information on Hardcore Bikes. So, and you know, when I look up Hardcore Bikes, I come up with a company in Canada. There's something called Hardcore Cycles. I don't know if you've got a link or something. Haven't seen that. Oh, look at that. This is Jessica, looks like is in the chat as well. Someone bought the KBO. So congratulations, whoever that was. I hope you found that deal worth it. $100 for basically brand new electric bike. We used it for the review, and that was it. I think that was a steal. Good news is, if you missed that, I have another one of those. So we have another e-bike here in the shop that I'm going to do the same thing with. It's not listed. So keep coming back to EbikeSearch. We're going to throw that one on there later. I don't have a specific day or time, but we do have another bike that we're going to put on there really cheap. So again, if it says it's from Bolton e-bikes, very low price, check that out. You might be surprised. Hey, Peter, thank you for joining the channel. Everybody else, of course, usual. Say hi to Peter over here. Welcome him to joining the YouTube channel. We appreciate you. And feel free to ask questions in the chat. That's what we're here for. All right, let's check out some other bikes. Let's see if there's anything interesting. Oh, this is interesting. Bolton Blackbird electric bike, 0 miles for sale. Brand new. There we go. They're selling it for $21.99. And yeah, as you guys know, the price for the Blackbird went up to $25.99. So they said it turned out to be a little bit too big for them, unfortunately. It looks like they just basically opened the box and got it set up. Look at that. You guys see this? Look, this is like, what is that movie, Inception or something? I'm on the screen in the ad. Dun, dun, dun. All right. That's kind of funny and kind of cool. There you go. 24-inch Blackbirds have a lead time. They're sold out, and they cost more than this. So if you're looking for one of those, there's a deal right there. Wellington, Florida. It's in Florida. So you can get a Blackbird that's brand new for less than a new price immediately if you are near Wellington, Florida. So that's an interesting listing. That's a deal for sure. Let's see what else we got. See, this is interesting. We got like a max foot 1,000-watt folding bike, $1,700. Then you got a Sondors Fold X, looks very similar, $850. Probably not as much power on the Fold bike. 14 amp hour battery, has 81 miles on it, $850. That doesn't seem like a bad deal. Looks like it's pretty clean. Hasn't been used very much at all. Where is that? Greensboro? Is that North Carolina? Yep. That seems like a pretty good deal. Somebody should snatch that up. Let's go see what else we got. We got some juiced bikes, a Specialized. That looks like a conversion. Brand new in the box Hemingway step through, immediate pickup. And I'm not sure about that one, only because it says $2,200. I don't know what Hemingway's price and lead time is. Peter, want to sell my Vigo semi-fat folding bike. I wonder if anyone would be interested. Post it on EbikeSearch.com. You'll find out. All right, I got to look up this Hemingway bike and see if that is... What is the price? Does anybody know? I know they're going up. Let's see. Hemingway Cruiser step through, buy now. So they are $15.99 and says orders placed today scheduled to ship in August, which we're in August. So, So here's a Hemingway bike listed for $2,200. They're $1,600 brand new, and you don't have to wait that long. So sorry to break the bad news, Paul, but I don't think you're going to sell it for $2,200. It's just too much over the new price. I don't think the demand is quite that high. That's my thought. It's a good bike. It's decent. Here's something interesting. I don't know what this is. Everybody say, ooh, because this looks cool. Flyboy. Never heard of it. Oh, wait, Explore. I feel like we saw that brand somewhere else. Okay. Yeah, we did. We totally did. Anyway, this is interesting, though. Full suspension. Ooh, check this out. This is really unique. Dual discs up front. That is cool. I like that. D&M triple tree style front fork. Whoa. Dual rear shocks. Everything on this looks just ridiculous. Kind of overkill. But I kind of like it. That's cool. This is interesting too. You see how the chain runs underneath the swing arm in the back? That means to take the chain off or put a new one on, you wouldn't have to use a chain breaker because you just pull the wheel off and the chain's not wrapped around your frame. That's kind of cool. So yeah, never heard of this brand before. It says less than 30 miles of use, pedal assist and thumb throttle, up to 35,000 watt Bafang motor. So it must be using one of the newer 1,000 watt Bafang hub motors that are out now. 23 amp hour battery. So that's pretty decent sized battery. 9-speed Shimano hydraulic brakes. And interesting. I'm curious. Oh, here we go. Weight. That's what I was looking for. 77 pounds. That's actually not bad at all. If that weight is correct, that is way lighter than I thought it was going to be, because that fork is heavy. It's fat tires, and you've got dual shocks in the rear. You've got the dual brakes up front. I think that's pretty cool. I would ride that. And for $2,900, yeah, why not? That's a pretty awesome looking bike. I know that's maybe not everybody's cup of tea, but that thing looks pretty cool. Yeah, Andrew says that Flyboy looks good. Sellers in the DC area. Yeah, so right in the Washington, DC area for sure. So if anybody's on the East Coast, go check that out for me. That looks like a lot of fun. So that is unique. These are the kinds of deals that, like, where else would you find this? And where else would John list a bike like this to try and sell it? Let's see what else we got on here. That's pretty cool. I think that's the coolest one we've found so far. How about $450 for a bike? 1999. I have seen these before. Originally, this big area right here, this was a lead acid battery, and I'm assuming that may be what it is. I don't know. They didn't say what type of battery it was, but I'm pretty sure they were lead acid. They were pretty stinking heavy. But 1999, this thing is 22 years old. Crazy to think that there were e-bikes on the market, nothing like what they are today. So if this is functioning, and it says except, yeah, all original except battery. So they have a new 24 volt, 20 amp hour battery, which 20 amp hours sounds big. Just keep in mind, this is an older bike. It's only 24 volts. So that's equivalent to a 48 volt, 10 amp hour battery. So if it's a new battery and it's functioning, probably not the most powerful bike. You know, you could replace this with a lithium at some point in the future. That'd probably be even better. $450, not bad. I wouldn't pay anywhere close to that if it didn't have a new battery in it, but if it's got a battery, that's pretty cheap transportation right there. Definitely unique. We've got a RadRover step through. Whoa, check this out, guys. $7,800. Hello, Stu. I am new to this. I assume there's more to that. We'll come back to that. Why is this bike $7,800? I know Reese and Mueller bikes are spendy, unused, 0 miles, class 3, and let's see. Oh, dual batteries. Okay, 4 amp charger. That's good. Magura MT4 brakes. Magura brakes are really nice, really spendy, but really nice. So here we're gonna bring that a little bit bigger, and let's see. We're going to there we go. Get some of that stuff off the screen so you guys can see this a little better. Magura, ooh, electric dropper seat post. That's fancy. So seat dropper post there, and Bosch motor, infinitely variable NVLO rear hub, Gates carbon belt drive. And this bike basically has all of the fanciest, most expensive components you could put on a step-through bike. It's pretty expensive, to be honest. But I know there are people buying bikes like this. That's pretty interesting. So if you want a really high-end bike, they said it cost over $9,000. I think you have to be really specific looking for that bike or one just like it to spend that kind of money. But it is pretty nice. So there you go. If you want to spend some money, check out the Reese and Mueller that's on there. That's probably the most expensive bike we have listed on here. That's pretty crazy. Ooh, how about this? A Sondors Rockstar. I'm going to look at this one because the Stu, sorry, hit the send too soon. First time on here. No problem. Just to keep typing away if you've got a question. I'm looking at this one because the Sondors Rockstar is a new bike. I think there's been a pretty long lead time. So gently used, 250 miles. And looks like they've modified a few things. Obviously, they've got like a lock here, different seat, and speaker on there. I don't know how much of that comes with it. We'd have to read through the description. So one of the, I guess, a higher end for a Sondors bike. They're kind of trying to get into the an upper end market, putting a bigger mid-drive motor on there, full suspension. I was pretty excited when they announced that bike. Never seen one in person, never ridden it. It ended up being a lot heavier than they originally intended, which was unfortunate. I think it's kind of a hefty bike. I think originally they were shooting for like 60 some pounds, and it ended up way more than that. And it looks like if you ordered one of these bikes right now, I'm looking at Sondors' website in the background, you'd get it in February. So that's their lead time right now. So if you're looking for a Sondors Rockstar, this is your chance to get one now. Now, price-wise, I don't know if that's a good deal or not. $28.99. I feel like Sondors is always very reasonably priced. And okay, so that's the new price. So you are paying a premium basically because it has 250 miles on it. You're paying a premium to get it now, because if it was otherwise used, I would expect it to be a little bit less. So it just depends on how badly somebody wants that specific bike. 007. Haha, very funny. I get it. Thank you for being a member. Everybody say hi over there. Let us know if there's a specific type of bike you want to check out or you want my opinion on. But I just want to show everybody again what sort of deals are on here, what's good, what's maybe not so good. And let's keep going. Ooh, this is an interesting one. There's another Blackbird right there. Somebody should definitely check that out. Let's see, where is this located? And Southern California, looks like. They're asking close to new price for it, which is reasonably fair because you can't buy one today at that price. It's a little more, and you'll have to wait for it. So again, 24-inch Blackbird in Southern California, available right away. All right, there was another bike that was interesting. This one right here, the one. Joe, how do I become a member? The bike I mentioned before is Hardcore E-Cycles geared towards hunting. Curious on your thoughts. Okay, I'll try looking that up again. So Joe, if you are chatting, then I think you are a member, because I think we have the chat only turned on for members. So we should be good there. But if not, if anybody's watching, there is a join button right below the video on YouTube. So if you just click that join button, there's two different membership tiers. There's 99 cents, which is the cheapest we can make it. We did that so we could kind of filter out spam comments or anything in the chat. So we started that a little while back. There's also a higher tier membership that's $9.99 a month. And for that, you get a little more insider information. You actually get one of these free Bolton Labs t-shirts on that tier. And we release an extra video once a month. So last week, for example, I released a sneak peek video of our newest bike in development, the Titanium A12. That's all I'm going to tell you about that. But there's a titanium frame bike in production. If you're a member, you get to know more. And if not, you'll just have to wait patiently. All right, let's go back to Joe's comment there about the hardcore e-cycles. Maybe Jessica, if she's still watching, can find that. I'm typing if you hear my clickety clackety in the background. There we go. Hardcore e-cycles. I found them. So these are not on EbikeSearch, but I'm just trying to answer your question. Nope, I've never seen these bikes before. That's kind of a weird battery mount on there. Well, the here, let's get a close up here. The on those, Joe, is that my first glance at the bikes they have doesn't scream quality. They could be. I could be totally wrong about that. They look like inexpensive Chinese bike, like buying a cheap frame and converting it into an e-bike. And I don't know. I'd have to dig into the specs a little bit more, but I'm seeing little details on their website, like the type of seat post being used, and it's like, I don't think that should be on a $3,500 bike. So never seen one in person, not familiar with the brand, but just quick glance, not too sure about them. There's my initial opinion on. Hope that helps. Henry, don't forget the like button. Jerry, everyone please hit the thumbs up. Yes, thank you guys. Please do that. Hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. You can always leave comments. All right, let's go back to this bike, the one with carrying case. This is pretty interesting. So you've got this folding bike. Check it out. A little tiny guy. And 12 miles on it. Sells for $1,200 without the carrying case. So the, what is that? The 25% off. So that's pretty cool. And it's just cool looking little compact bike, and it has a bag that it goes in. That's all I know about it. That's pretty interesting. It's got to be really light, I would imagine. So if you want something light and compact, you could practically put that in a backpack. That's pretty cool. 007, thanks for showing the Blackburn at Wellington. I want to emphasize the bike itself is a beauty. I would have gladly kept it, but it's way too big and powerful. Oh, well, thank you. So 007 is the one that has the Blackbird for sale in Wellington, Florida, I mentioned. So there you go, guys. It's on EbikeSearch.com. It's available right now. Please, somebody go snatch that up from 007. I would appreciate that, and so would he. And let's see, I almost purchased a bike on the Ebikes store, then found out about Magicycle and purchased it. All right, so Magicycle is a new brand. They've actually reached out to me for a review. Don't know if that's going to happen quite yet, but just beware that I am talking to them. So that's a possibility you might see as a live review. And on that note, I will be doing another live e-bike review. Just be aware, there we go. Just be aware that I'll be doing another live e-bike review this Friday. So at the end of this live, if YouTube does what I think it will do, it will redirect you to that live. It's not live yet. It won't be till Friday, but you can click a little button that says remind me. That way you have a reminder when that e-bike review comes out. All right, we're just about out of time here. So let's pick at least one more bike to check out on the website here. Let's pick an interesting, unique one and see again, is it a good deal or not? And I'm gonna say, let's check out the Bowls Evo 2 mountain bike. So this is a mountain bike first, in my opinion, e-bike second. This is definitely, oh, they got a really nice suspension seat post on there. And there we go. So this is an awesome mountain bike. If you want a mountain bike that happens to have a motor, something like this would be a ton of fun. So it's a 250 watt Bros high performance mid-drive motor. Now 250 watts may not sound like a lot, but some of these mountain bike motors like this, they're geared really well for torque. So the wattage may not be really high, but they still have some decent climbing ability. And it looks like Shimano Dior drivetrain, Tektro hydraulic brakes. Again, if you're looking for something to ride on trails off-road, this looks like it'd be a ton of fun. It's a little, I was going to say dirty in the photos. So it looks used, I think, more than it really is. It says less than 300 miles on the bike. It's a class 1 bike. That means there's going to be no throttle. So this is not a cruising down with throttle. You got to be pedaling for the motor to move. So that's just something to be aware of. I really like the color scheme there. And e-bike escape. What year is that? Looks like 4,000 euros for the newest model. It doesn't say what year is it, but guess what? We can ask right here. What year is this bike? Boom. We're just going to turn that off. See? Easy as that. And then we'll find out right there. So this bike is in Virginia Beach. It's on the East Coast. But let's look it up. A Bowls Evo 2 mountain bike. Let's see if we can find one of those and what they go for. Bowlsbikes.com. E-bikes, mountain bikes, hardtails. I'm sorting through their website trying to find this specific one. Because you may be right. I was thinking $2,000 is inexpensive for this. What is it? Evo 2. We've got Evo 3. Let's see. Is this? I may have found the equivalent. Slightly different color combo. We'll call an E-Stream Evo 2. There's another one that's Evo 2. Ooh, that's a really nice blue color. I'm scrolling through their website looking for it. So I don't know which specific bike this is. They have a lot of options, but I would wager to say you are correct that most of the bikes that look like this one are in kind of the 4,000 euro price range. So this wasn't a cheap bike when it was purchased, for sure. So based on the fact that it only has less than 300 miles on it, I think that looks like a good deal if you're looking for a mountain bike. That would be a lot of fun on single track trail riding where you just want to go have fun, ride it like it's a mountain bike, and just have a little bit of help. Looks like a great deal. You said looks like it may be a 2017. Very well could be. You'd have to do a little more digging. The color scheme doesn't quite match up to the current models, so it's got to be a little bit older. But doesn't look bad at all. So there you have it. That is EbikeSearch in a nutshell. Congratulations again to whoever bought that bike towards the beginning of this video for $100. You got a good deal. I look forward to seeing you soon. I assume you're local and you're going to come pick it up. And be aware that there's another one of those coming. So one of the bikes I reviewed, if I'm recalling, it's the Turbo Ant. Was a 750, kind of felt like a 500 watt fat bike. I have that in the back of the shop, and we're going to do the same thing with that at some point in the very near future. So stay tuned. Make sure to check out EbikeSearch.com often for new deals. That's what I think about some of the specific bikes that are on there. If you like this video, make sure to hit the like button so I know if we should do this again or do this even on a regular basis to see what's new on EbikeSearch.com. What are the prices for e-bikes like? kind of on a weekly or regular basis. And I'll answer this one last question from Ebike Escape. Hey, Kyle. No, they didn't say hey, I said that. Kyle, are you going to Sea Otter? If you guys don't know what Sea Otter is, we're going to look it up right now. It's the Sea Otter Classic, and it is this right here. Boom. Sea Otter Classic. It's October 7th through 10th of this year. It's coming back, thankfully. It's in Monterey, California, and this is basically one of the biggest mountain biking, cycling events on the West Coast. I don't even know how many people show up, but really big mountain biking event, ton of races, and it happens on the racetrack, which is pretty cool. So it's not often you get to go to an actual racetrack for cars and ride your bicycle around on it, but that's something you can do. They have kind of sometimes for just test rides and things at certain points. They have not only mountain bike races, but they have electric mountain bike races. So yeah, you heard that right. They actually have classes for e-bikes. Last I heard, I haven't checked this year, but they were like, 350 watts. So they were still limiting the power, but I'm hoping that as time goes on, we'll kind of see that open up a little bit. We'll see even more. And there are exhibitors from all over the place to basically show up and show off their latest and greatest bicycles, bicycle parts, and let's see, gallery, people getting air. Here's some of the trails that they have there. It's a pretty big event. I don't know. Let's see, I'm looking. Somewhere on here it shows who's going to be there. You can look at all this stuff, but there's a whole schedule. It goes on for several days. Again, it's in October this year. They were doing earlier in the year, but at least it's happening at all. So we've got, downhill pro races. You've got kids mountain bike races, road races, cross country, just a ton of racing activity that goes on. But you basically get to see everything about bicycles there. So I assume there's going to be more and more e-bikes this year because it seems like that's what's happening. So to answer Ebike Escape's original question, am I going? I don't know yet. And I only say that because I would definitely like to, if it works into the schedule. I want to go to the Sea Otter Classic, and I would love to make some videos about some of the new cool things that are going to be there. I have gone in the past, and I'm hoping that I can make it again. I will not be going as an exhibitor or a vendor because I find that for me personally, it's more worthwhile to just stick around and make more YouTube videos, honestly. But Sea Otter Classic, it's in Monterey, California, Stu. So Monterey, for those that don't know, is a really nice place. So it's right on the coast in the Bay Area, basically south of San Francisco ways. There are paved bike paths that go right along the ocean. I know there's some e-bike rental companies right in Monterey. That's something I hope to get a video done at some point on as well, to go there and kind of show people what the paths are like. So really nice place. There is a semi-decent sized airport in Monterey that some regional jets fly to. So if you're from out of the area, it is possible to fly right into Monterey, and the event is like 5 minutes from the airport there. So it's a pretty easy spot to get to, and again, very nice place. October, weather might be a little bit chilly. We'll find out. I hope it's not too cold or rainy or anything, but it's going to happen regardless. So I'm hoping I can make it, and if some of you guys are going to make it, there, Ebike Escape says we will be there. So awesome. So we'll have to check schedules with different people. Maybe if I do end up going, I can let you guys know ahead of time, and we do some sort of Bolton e-bikes meetup somewhere at the event, because it's a big place. It should be pretty interesting. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Jerry says he likes the marketplace update. I appreciate it. Then I'll take that as a good advice that maybe we should do this again. And also Greg says good info, very interesting. So thanks again. I will see you guys soon. Once again, as this video ends, if everything is lined up correctly, this should be forwarding you to the next live video, which doesn't actually go live till Friday. But when that pops up, click the little reminder button. That way you will get a reminder on YouTube for Friday's live video. In the meantime, of course, we will have a couple of other pre-recorded videos released during the week. Thanks again. And also 007, thank you as well. Thank you for posting your e-bike on EbikeSearch.com. Glad we actually saw that today while you were watching. And that's all for now. I will talk to you guys later.